big toys with the big noise. Monsters of Mayhem is revved up and ready. Are you ready? Then make some noise!
Earlier I asked a question. Maybe I didn't give you enough notice with it, because this is Red Monsters of Mayhem. And we got 5 of the biggest, baddest trucks in Canada ready to tear it up here for you on this absolutely amazing truck. So, let me just ask you this question, Arnold. Have we got any monster truck fans here today? Oh, wait, let me try that again. Let me try that one more time. Let me try that like one of those monster truck announcers and see how you respond. Now, I'm a long way away from you guys, so I'm hoping that you'll not only just wait, clap your hands, but you raise your voice and stomp your feet and make some noise to this version of that question. Are there any monster truck fans in the house? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, because you're ready to meet a monster truck. Going, huh? Let me introduce you to these guys one at a time. You'll be able to pick your very favorite out of them, I'm sure of that. Now this guy way over here, he go back a long, long way. Let me tell you what his start is. Way back in Manchester, England. That's right, he joined the British Army, became a tank mechanic, came to Canada about 30 years ago, fell in love with monster trucks. And since that time, well, he has gone up and down the road with this particular version of this truck. Ladies and gentlemen, we please give it up now, the man from Manchester, England. This is Jeff Barcroft and Sheer Insane! Go way over here. I see a friend of mine standing up tall in the truck. The light truck back there with a very distinctive motif to it. It just happens to look a little like a straitjacket. You notice that? He's parked a long way back here, but I want to kind of introduce you to him. Quebec City. Guy who worked on top alcohol, fuel pump cars, Bill's race cars. But when I looked at the name of this truck when I first did it, I asked him this question, and this is the answer he gave me. I said, "Are you crazy?" He said, "No. The voices are." Ladies and gentlemen, put up your hands, make some noise. Look at and Psychopath is here. Pat's got a little double duty to do here a little bit later on. I'm going to introduce the truck and then explain how that connects. Well, I'm going to come back over here to that guy during the sunglasses looking so cool up there. He's one of the most competitive individuals I have ever been around, and one of those gifted mechanics. He loves this sport that transcends any notion of business that he puts into global well services and Torrent Energy, because a lot of that money goes into these $250,000 machines that are part of the Crude Boys racing team. This is the guy who leads it all, Jerry Fogle and Crude! You're not seeing my garage, you can see this 1947 Hamilton right here. Back over there, there's another guy who's up there as well. This guy is part of the Crew Boys racing team. And like I said, he might have a little extra pressure on his shoulders here because his son is driving his very first show in the Mini Monster. So I want you to make a little bit of noise for this guy because he's going to need a big encouragement he can get to keep focused on this beautiful 69 Dodge Swift side. Brought to you by Dodge and Crew Boys racing team. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jason Court and Roman. And then way back over there, you see a truck kind of hit in the pits area. That's a truck that landed on its side so hard it did damage not only to the truck, but to the driver. Now they managed to get the truck back to one piece, but the driver, not so much so. This is where Pat Paquette's double duty comes in, because he's about to drive both Cycle Pat and the loudest truck on the planet. Loud and dirty. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up loud here for all of the stars of our Monster Truck side of Monsters and Mayhem, brought to you by Mayhem. But we're not done yet, because we promised you the idea of trying to show you how Monster Trucks come to be these days. We're going to take a little picture, then we're going to do it, run on the ground, they're going on the floor, keep your hands going. They're moving up things. They will compete in it as well as they are all monster truck drivers in training. We give it up out here, please. The lady we call Mama D. Right there is Cooper. Back over here, this is Graham Court. Hanging out here in Royal Slip. Back over there, he's the boy of peace. Let me tell you that. That is Boomer Sappin, hanging out in Buddy 2.0. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for all of our stars here today? All right, we've got to get things going here officially, and that means that we've got to ask you to please rise, if you are able, and remove your headgear for the playing of our national anthem for this all-Canadian show. Now, as you sit yourself down there, I just got a quick question for you. You can answer it as you sit there yourself in your seat. Are there any Canadians in the house? I'm so glad to hear you say that. Make that noise, because it's your voices that are such a big part of this show. As a matter of fact, we got to get started with you right now. We got to get started with those magic words to get things started here. And that, of course, allows us to move our monster trucks. We've got to have you say, start your engines, but as loud as you can. Will you help me out with that? I say, will you help me out with that? All right, here we go. From 10 to 1. 10, 9, I hear you. 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
stop! Here. You see my friend Chad Paul's truck out here. He's using the remote the electrical signal of a monster truck that allows our practical officials to retain control of that truck in the event that the driver cannot. Are you ready? You got your notepads ready? Got your trucks in hand? Give him a round of applause, would you? This guy's doing double duty. I can't believe he's so far that high, but he's going to fight.
Here we go.
Get him started up and check out the rewarding initiative record. It's going to be screwed to the start. In sheer insanity.
Too many assaults on this fence. There's too much.
You guys got the right idea. He's got that engine shut off. He can hear you now. That's the sound, the unmistakable sound of that throaty engine that belongs to crude and durable. They say durable. Jason took that last position as always in top spot. You know that everybody's looking to you. But man, oh man, what a bunch of driving skills we saw here today, including that control slide into the Mustang and this stopping nose with it. Gonna have a round of applause, please, for Jason Ford and Russia. Okay, we've got to pick ourselves a winner. And the way we do that, of course, is what we call a cheer-off. Your applause will tell us who is the winner and gets the points on this stop of the tour. So on the count of 3, I need you guys to make as much noise as you possibly can so we know what it sounds like, to hear what it sounds like to be a winner right here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. What I'm talking about. That is awesome. When you hear that noise, that's what it's going to sound like to be a winner. Let me introduce the trucks by name in the same order that you saw them, and your applause will tell the tale of who ends up being our winner. First up was Pat Paquette and Psycho Pat. What do you have to say for him? That was pretty awesome. He always tends to set the bar higher. Like I said, and he ended up trying to beat himself. That is awesome. I want to look back over here to my friend from Manchester, England, originally, and having his home in Medicine Hat. He's the guy who's done this for 30 years, ladies and gentlemen, and he somehow put that truck all back together after it was all in pieces just to entertain you. Mr. Jed Barcroft and sheer insanity. Then I look back over here, the first guy to come up on that stunt box. That, of course, is Jared Vogel and crew. Yeah. Then the guy who do that double duty, right? Coming out here 2 times in this competition, and he'll be doing that throughout the entire day. That was Pat Paquette behind the wheel of Loud and Dirty. Now, I know that I have been accused in the past of influencing the judges' decisions by the way I say this truck's name. So let me just try to say this as coldly as I possibly can, and it'll be your applause that will tell the tale. Jason Court and Roughneck! You gotta love a guy who put out a stomping wheelie here in a 10,000-pound monster truck. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for all those guys competing in our skills competition. But I got a t-shirt here for a lot of fans. I gotta see what you guys got. What about down here? Is that the right section over here? Is that the right section? Ladies and kids standing up on the backside here. I come out here looking for a loud fan. Will it be you? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a t-shirt. Hey, baby. We're glad to give you that from the Lord right there because you guys got a third cheer on to judge. And that involves a slightly smaller version of that 10,000-pound monster truck. We like to call them super modified meat monsters. It'll come out here and show you a skills demonstration on the track that is set up for them. Now, obviously, a meat monster is not going to be flying over the proper car stack. But we have bumpers set up here on either side of the car stack to replicate what it's like to go over the crush car. And of course, we've got that tabletop on the side to be able to work as well. So let's see how our mini monsters do for your applause in their very own. He has raced cars, he's raced other trucks, for goodness sake. Back in the day. So we decided we'd give a little psychological test to her son Boomer. Now, I guess we did not like him now. I do think that there might be some fans of Girl Power in the house. Am I right? Do we have any fans of Girl Power here? I was going to say Law Power, but that's not true. Wait, here we go. Well, I got to tell you the story how this truck might have stayed up. Everybody thinks that the truck is great for the I'm standing behind this sponsored by the Crude Boys Racing Team. It's the oil field, right? No. The story is that this truck has so much oil that every time it parks, it has an oil slick underneath it. That's the real story. The Canada's driver is a second generation. But here's the interesting part about that. He's 18 years old, just graduated high school in June, but he stands 6 feet tall. I have yet to figure out how he gets himself inside of a but he's doing it. Putting on that competition out here, using the skills here that are part of the training that goes into becoming a monster truck driver and a full-size racer. Can I get a round of applause, please, for great work? And Buddy, boy, no, he calls it 7. Yeah, of course, was rabbit, or line truck. He built any monster truck. You can see what the Cougar's line is all over trucks, which gives him an advantage over some of these bumps. Wait a minute, is he stalled out here? He's got the reverser out here. You gotta like that, English. We have to figure it out. Now, where's my buddy Chad over here? Is Chad around somewhere? Because I'm going to need him in a minute. But if he's got his blood out here somewhere, I got an idea around that. And I think inside of that, buddy, you got some things that I'm going to be able to help help reward the fans that are here for this cheer-off that is to come. So what we're going to do again is calibrate that sound meter for our mini monsters. Let's hear it here in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's find out which one ends up winning here. First up was Melody and Thumper. Now, wait a minute. I know that this might influence the judges' decisions, but did we have some fans who Girl Power in the house? Maybe, good. Well, let's go and find out now. Graham, Port, and Oil Slick. Then it was my turn to introduce. What's that even reverser here, actually? Ladies and gentlemen, Cougar Segment and Buddy 2.0. Congratulations to him. Thank you so much for being our judges out here today. Now we're going to change things up a little bit differently, and I want to just explain what you're going to see here, because for me, this is extraordinarily cool. To be able to see this live is a very cool thing. And what I mean by that is, we're coming to monster truck racing, and typically in monster truck racing in shows like this, it would be straight ahead drag racing, where it would be rounding round, sometimes called Chicago style, where they go the opposite ways. But rarely do you see what we're about to deliver to you here. It's called chain hook racing. Let me describe it. You start from this end, come up over this car, around the pylon, a very tough turn on this slip track, and then back up over these cross bars to finish. The reason why I put that out as being so unique is the only other place you've ever seen that is at the World Finals. And we have that set up here for you guys, thanks to the track build that's happened here from our friends who put it all together. So I want you to watch what happens with this J-hook racing, because the cat has to drive twice in it, and it is not something that they are used to, particularly on this slick track. That's what we're going to see right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start. He's simply to make sure that he can retain control of the truck. Both trucks now. Restart. When you're ready. Little psychological game perhaps back and forth here. They go back and forth and then start. What he's planning to do here. Hey, lined up now. Pat has the same turn here in Loud 30 that has hung up two other trucks. And now taking that was a pretty awesome turn. guys, people out. We're about to make some other turns here right now, and a little bit of rain, that's what our team wants to. Another race course takes them around the car stock here, rally round style. Obviously, if they were racing rally round, they would go over the car stocks with a full-size monster truck. But of course, those mini monsters have got to have a scaled-down version. That brings us to these walkers that are right here. You know, it's incredible how solid they are, considering how much we came out here, and that again is a testament to the medium gravel that's pretty good in the spot here. But these walkers, they're really slowed down, and the suspension of the trucks will make it as well. So we're not going to remember what the whole truck is. Consider it just in front of the walker. With the idea to throw oil in there, so I think it's down and try to steal it. We'll see how that works here with the setup as a oil stick. Oil slicked out, rear court. Anybody you gotta finish that way, come up where it's on those ruckers, man. Looks like Cobra ain't going anywhere at this point. I believe that they will award it regardless. You oil slick because you gotta complete the course. Maybe almost complete the course if you can. Gonna hook up here to lane, and this is always a sad moment for a monster truck of any size to have to get dragged off of the track. There's nothing that infuriates a monster truck driver more than a mechanical breakdown when they cannot entertain the crowd. That's the story with Jeff Harbaugh back there wrenching away on that truck continually to make sure that he can get out every year. Well, that's exactly what's happening here now. The main, of course, is trying to drag to the out. You see where she just hits the bell again. Who knows when it's off the left, but the way it's up there, it could be just an electrical rhythm. It sounds so easy to fix, it's so hard to find. Give her a little round of applause here, would you? She did the best that she could in spite of the mechanical circumstances. It's got James Williams are rolling out ready to here, getting the bird's eye view of the we're bringing out running 2.0. Come out here and race against oil slick now. Typically, this would be the elimination round. We will find out who would end up racing into the final by playdown here. But we'll see how this one sets up as oil slick and Buddy 2.0 on the line here for our race. You know, you gotta love the kid. He's 14 years old. Even in spite of being on the tour since January, managed to finish up grade 8 with an honorable placement. You can swap into the Outlaws of Motorsports merchandise kit. When pop-ups in near the entrance, then there, of course, when the choreographed retailers pop up, grab yourself 2 beers there and get yourself light truck tickets for after the show. And of course, scope up for our autograph session will be happening there. Enjoy this short intermission, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with the second half of Ram, Monsters, and Mayhem. It's for Ram, Monsters, and Mayhem. We hope you've been having as much fun as I have here so far. And we're about to have a whole bunch more fun here now. So, of course, we want to make sure, and I've got to say hi to my friend Eve this year. She's got a 19th birthday today, but she's got her mechanics who wanted to be right here at a Monster Truck show. My daughter says the same thing a long time ago. That is awesome to have fans like that here with us. And of course, we've got a couple of really cool fans coming your way. Because the thing that we'd love to be able to do is to bring the show bring it right down to you guys, right down to the people that are here. And so, during our pool party, thanks to Heritage Co-op, we selected a couple of individuals to become honorary members of the Outlaws of Motorsports, who were here today thinking all they were going to do was watch a show, and now they are in. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to our friends from Full Tilt Towing. Please welcome the latest members of the Outlaws of Motorsports. These 2 young drivers were sitting up there in the stands, I'm sure wishing that they had a chance to be able to drive. And here they are now, making their debut in front of what would be a hometown crowd. So ladies and gentlemen, they're out here with the UTV Max 1000. These are amazing little vehicles. 4-wheel drive nonetheless. Low bars as you can see, but it's the electronics that get me. When they get in there and start it, there's an engine sound and a lady's voice that says passenger seatbelt. All right, we're going to do what's called a hot lap here right now. That means these two are going to take these machines around and show you the racetrack. The start line is right over here, and Jeff is our track official. So we're going to go down here right now, and you see where they like to work. The key is, of course, to do it on tight on the turn here in these walkers. You're going to do that on both sides. On the back side out here, they smoothed it out a bit. They had a bunch of work to do, replacing the 2 cars you see on the end of these steps. That, of course, they tore up the track a little bit there, which means that 4-wheel drive just might come in handy. All right, we're going to get them over here right now. We're going to line up here. Yep, we're moving it up here, get it all lined up. All right, let me come out here and introduce them to you. Ladies and gentlemen, he says his future is as a monster truck driver. You can tell that this guy's got to be a favorite right away. He comes to us out of grade 1 with baseball and hockey experience. At 5 years old, he hails from Brendan, Manitoba. Please make some noise for Connor Cummings! hockey player. He's been playing hockey for 4 years, coming to us going into grade 4 at 8 years old from Brandon, Manitoba. This is Caden coming! And the crowd goes wild. Look at these people over here. They're really cheering for him. I don't understand why. Of course, we got Kyle and Joe over here. And I got to come over before we get started here because we're going to test with you. You've got these two youngsters out here. You realize that the two of them, they crash and like, who knows what would happen? What kind of strategy have you given them here in able to be able to make this race?
Just don't go over the bus or the cars.
Don't put those two truck driver, go over the cars and the bus. Sorry, I'm going to back over here to Joe because you probably got the other side of things, that kind of mental game now. How are you going to reconcile this as a dinner table? Because one of them will be down to win. Okay, well, we'll see how it all goes. Now it all comes down to this. All the analysis is over. The introductions are over. Now it's time to tell the tale on the track. Look, you just checked with the crowd, all right? Are you ready? All right, here we go. Look, just counts. Two rookies that green flag just like that. It takes a little while to wind up. But watch this now here. On the outside. Oh, wait a minute. Come on. You gotta like that. He was supposed to go out the outside. They didn't come out. I think this is awesome. They're hitting the walkers out here. We got tough truck drivers going on now. Put her on the other side here now. The two of them competitive now. I'm going to the walkers. Side by side. Into the corner here now. Look at this. Carter comes around here and picks up the win. Oh, my. From the outside position. This kid is destined to be a monster truck driver. Holy Anna! That was one of the parents back here already getting the contracts ready there for the Outlaws of Motorsports racing team. You know what I mean? Okay. Hey, look, let's watch this. That's amazing. Oh, top of the workers. I love it. You guys think about that same course again? Let's go over here and see what happens. All right, here we go. Ready? Ready? Handles down. Look at this now. Cut in here tight. Cut in here tight. Comes Kate. Kate coming in there. He's got to find the inside line now. Got to find that inside line. Look behind him here now. He says what's behind me is not important. Put her out here now. Quick in here. I love this kid. He's out here driving and he's got the tongue sticking out as he comes around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that while we could declare Carter the winner here on the track, I would suggest to you that the real winners here are both of these kids and you. Because this is about the fans, and you let us make a couple of fans' day very special. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Full Tilt Towing. You have witnessed here the latest edition of the Outlaws of Motorsports. So photos can come here as we get set for a little different kind of racing. Maybe a little bit different stuff on the line. See, this J-hook racing thing has created quite a controversy with these drivers. As you can imagine, they have not had a chance to be able to test them on this track. This one lane creates a very big struggle. We'll cause some driver changes to happen. But we've got to find out who will be in our final. One guy is doing double duty here. We're going to see how he manages to pull it all together. We've got trucks to come now that are ready to go to work for you on this J-hook turn. But there's a lot more on the line than just them making the passes and cutting past the checkered flag or finish line. You see, between these racers, that's what they really are at heart. When they go out, they don't see they're going to a show. They don't see they're going to do freestyle or showcase skills. They always say it the same way. We're going racing. You know, even here today, we've got a very famous monster truck driver from the past, a guy named Don Frank, who's sitting back there helping out Jeff Barcroft, and gone for many, many years. said that's exactly what we do. We go out and race. This is when it comes down to that moment. The moment that says, you will have the bragging rights. You will be the top dog. Because this is monster truck racing. Psychological game already beginning. It's which truck will go first, which truck will make the other one wait, which truck will cause that driver to be strapped down inside of there so tight he can hardly breathe, and then start to think instead of react. Don Frank was the one who told me that when you watch a flag, you don't look at the flag. You look beyond the flag. Let your peripheral vision give you the signal. This is old school here in a world final style track. As these trucks come to answer the bell. Maybe a mechanical problem. There will be a clock that begins to run here up to the track officials, where they will give them a period of time to respond. And that is to indicate when they can come to the line. The key with monster truck racing is very simple. You must make the pass for it to count. In other words, for points, you must actually come out and be able to make your way around the track from start to finish.
Doug? Jason was just getting in the truck. He was helping Cruz with his motor.
Right. Jason Court, I think, is just ready to climb into the truck. He actually was doing a bunch of mechanical work back there. I think they're giving him a bit of a grace period here. As our semi-final will feature Roughneck and Psychopath. And it's interesting that Jason Ford was helping out the very truck that he immediately racing into the final. This is the Psychopath. Checking the remote ignition interrupter is one truck and only one. The time to find out is now. Check the remote ignition interrupters for our final race. You have so much more on the line than the two trucks do. often say to the top of the food chain. We're about to give that opportunity to our mini monster crew. It's called Monster Truck Freestyle. And the key, of course, is that you are a huge part of this. Because your cheering is what makes the difference. But remember, when those trucks are rolling, they can't hear you, but they can see you. So wave your hands up high. Stand up and don't block somebody's view, and make sure you say yeah and cheer them on. Because they have the most difficult competition in freestyle anywhere. A variable time clock in effect. No one knows but the track officials how long they have on the track. So your applause just might be the nitrous oxide they need in these mini monsters. Let's welcome them back here. The variable time clock will start when the first obstacle is touched. Grave court and oil slick coming to the track. Working with the obstacles that are there for the mini monsters, and that includes the rockers. Trying to catch a little air and coming down into what's called a bicycle, landing with the 2 wheels. Now cranking that rear steering around. Back the other way. Look at the tabletop. Check it out. Get some air on that tabletop. Graham Ford in his very first time behind the wheel of the mini monster. Back on the rockers here now. Oh, and he gets a good I think he's got about 4 inches of travel in that mini monster. Over the top here, close now. Maybe combination. Go ahead, wait your arm. Here, on. Put them on him, because they still got time on that clock. Back to the rockers. Jump to on the jump. That's it. It looks to me, yes it is. The clock has run out on oil slick. Graham Court pulling back off there and showing you the best that he can do with freestyle of those obstacles that he's got for those mini monsters. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, please, for Graham Court and oil slick.
So.
You can see Graham climbing out of oil slick there. That's 6 feet tall. I don't know how he finds way inside of that. Here comes Snooker. Backing it up here. Mama D inside of that fish is only 5 feet. Hard to get her. Just paddle around. Tire pressure has been let off a little bit. Working that rear steering here now, I believe. Turn it in here, she lines it up on the tabletop. Oh, look out the car! Oh, man, I lost my something in that, and she's listening a little bit to the driver's side at the moment. Monster Truck Freestyle, they can show you all the obstacles. Remember, that variable front clock always is at come back and find another way to make it interesting on the obstacle. Wow, she's got a switch inside of there like all monster trucks do. with a hydraulic system that is separate from the... He's got that one wheel up off the ground. Cyclone Donut from Wallaby. The other one down. Gotta like that. Oh, you gotta like a donut in the mud. I'm sure you and Brendan will like that very much. When she pulls back there, I gotta hear all those fans of girl power in the house from Mama D to Lane Sackman, better known as Bumper! Was known as a freestyle master when it comes to build truck and comes by not naturally through his parents, but he comes by it from his own hands. He built his very own tractor pull and has been pulling for 4 years now. Up to the top of the tabletop, cross threads, getting it on the top. Back up where he was created that reverse. Racing around here now. I thought he was going to win the car that was sitting there. Oh, good answer there. Got like the way he times that. Coming up off of that. He's got that rear steering so dialed in, he just needs to know exactly where it is underneath. A lot of drivers have had to learn that. Driving ride trucks like this. They don't have self-steering where they brought back the center. I think the clock might have run out. Wait a minute, now hold on. Wait a minute, now hold on. No, he cannot go over there. Are you kidding me? You don't want to see that, do you?
Yes, we do.
Do ya? Because watch this. At 22.0. And I do believe that might have come a little after the clock, but I'm awful glad that he gave that to me. That is bonus time, and that is indeed just for the band. You know, we gotta figure it out. Get your applause here now. To find our mini monster freestyle. Our other drivers are making their way out here. Celebrities like the Army, driven by track builder Carson. They are out here now and ready to get ready for this shear off. You know, I can't get over the fact I keep talking about, look at this kid, like he's 10 feet tall. How does he get inside of this monster truck? I just planted this down in. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta go through the cheer off, so let's name it in the order that you saw. You saw the 6 foot tall Graham Court in oil slick. What do you say? Now look back over here to Mama D, who came out here and gave you a donut both ways around, and you got a cycle where you lifted up that foot up there. That was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Mama D and Bumper. then there's this guy. You know, you gotta love it. You risk being disqualified by using obstacles that aren't meant for you, but I don't think that crowd would allow that. I just don't, because I want you to just listen to this, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the future of monster trucks. This is Boomer Suckman! So awesome to see you out there. What went through your mind to decide to use that big obstacle that way? Have you thought about that at all? It's big. You gotta like that. We love the fact that you did that, ladies and gentlemen, and we love that this kid will do it for you. Give it up one more time, would you, for all of our mini monster truck freestyle. We're going to send into the bathroom right now as we get set for full-size monster truck freestyle. They often say that this is the top of the food chain when it comes to competition with monster trucks because it involves the skills that you see both in racing and in skills competition. But here it involves the creativity of the driver. Again, that variable time clock becomes a difficult challenge for these drivers many times. But I have a way for you to be able to help out. Because you see, when those trucks are running, they can't hear you, but they can see you. And so, if you want to see them do something and they kind of look a little lost out here, you might just stick your hand or a souvenir up just like this. And that says to them, yeah, you will meet me. You will 12 o'clock, skyway. That's the way. Maybe you want to see that thing go up in the air and come down in a photo. You just go up there. That's what you want to see. Maybe you want to see a tail walk. When they go up so far back, and they kind of walk back and forth. Right? So you just wave that back and forth. And they go, yeah, I can beat me a tail walk. Yeah, that's what I'll do. You see it out here. Maybe they can turn it around, right? Do a donut here. But you know, the one thing that you don't want to do, you don't want to see them do this. Do you? Because it's time for Monster Truck Freestyle! First obstacle.
Under the football.
This is Patrick. This is Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, while we move this truck stop to the interior. Clear the one-way so that we can run our next truck.
Good, Doug.
Jets up.
Yeah, go.
You can imagine when a truck 10,000 pounds under power down there, you want it to be as safe as possible when you consider what's going on this track. Jed Barcroft coming to the track now. It takes him a moment to cycle this engine through. He has beat this truck. Him though. Or did they use the remote ignition interrupter because they got real close to those pits? Looks to me like he may be broken, not able to continue. Oh, indeed, a piece of shock right there. One of the cylinders. That is it for sheer insanity. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know he has just done for 3 days and destroyed a $250,000 piece of equipment for your entertainment. Let him know you like what he was doing here. Sheer insanity. Back to the pits in sheer insanity. We look for the next truck to come to the track. That is Jericho and through. has pockets run out of Jared Vogel and Cruz. Wow, that was a heck of a freestyle. When he shuts this truck off, make a bunch of noise for Jared Vogel and Cruz. Awesome freestyle from Jared Vogel. That competitive nature of his always serves him well. And now, oh, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to hold the show while people are in that walkway. Can you please clear that walkway? We'll have the security guys, so you can make sure that that walkway is clear. Thank you. As we cannot run a 10,000-pound truck with 1,500 horsepower, where there are people that close to where the power would be hit. Pat Paquette gets a few more moments to get himself strapped into a seat that's about twice as big as he is. That seat was made for Perry Como. Pat Paquette was saying he was bound and determined to have the Anger Management Racing Team fully represented at the Ram Monsters and Mayhem show. Pretty high starting things off. What will he do in a truck that he was in? Paquette launching loud and dirty into the air. And it looks like he's going to have to back his way to the pits. And I think he took out man, oh man. You've got a little guy who will take a $250,000 truck and send it in the sky, and I know why. Because Perry Como was injured in watching this, and Perry Como has just bought a stunt plane. So to me, that was Pat Paquette flying loud and dirty in tribute to Perry Como's stunt plane. Could I hear some noise here, please? Oh boy. Loud and dirty, flying through the sky. But now, we could ask the security folks, please, to hold people back on the end of that walkway, as it is incredibly dangerous to have a truck under power going that direction. Security, please hold people back until the next truck is done. Thank you. And I hear the sound of that court and roughneck. back out of the pit.
They have put together the finale we always hope for. The two of them, together, on behalf of our sponsors, the Prairie Red
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. I'll take a...
Wishman Sullivan, CNC Riddles and Recreation, L'Oreal Paint, Pepsi, and our friend Kevin running that big old motor. We had our great first class seat here, who brought us this fantastic dirt to create the track that you see here today. On behalf of all of our sponsors, and of course our performers, we want to welcome you now to still continue the fun. For our autograph session at the pop-up tent there, that is the merchandise tent, that big white tent. Stop in there and get a lot of